Hey guys, so today I was gonna do a reaction for the trailer, but I figured it wasn't as interesting because my reactions are usually pretty subdued. Um, and I'm not gonna ham it up for the camera, but what I am gonna do is talk to you, Joey, and talk to the people that are anticipating the film and see what they think. Firstly, I do want to say that I'm not gonna be in the film now. I mean, except for like a glimpse of me along with a few others. But anyways, this is not about me. My point in bringing any of that up is just to simply say that uh, I don't have any involvement in this. There's no hand in it, so it's not this bias thing. I mean, obviously it's a little biased because I'm one of his friends, but I've literally we used to work together like 10, 12 hours a day on Lost Cause, just trying to get that ironed out and working well. And it was really tough, but we had an idea and a vision for it, and Joey specifically did, and he just wanted to see himself as Spider-Man really bad, and it was a dream that like he was one of the first to really make a reality to the scale that he did, and he convinced me in so many ways, and always inspires me every single day that we talk and that we interact to just bring the camera back out. For some reason, every single time I talk to Joey, it just makes me want to film again, and no one else has that effect on me, and it's so important to have him in my life because of that. And so when I watched the trailer, I saw CG fight scenes and just things that were beyond the scope of anything that I would be even remotely ambitious enough to even try. Most of the things I make are really personal, narrative driven, character driven, but he seems to have a real solid story here. And every single time he tells me anything about what he wants to do with the story with the characters, it's always like it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around because it's so unique that you can't tell if it's going to work. But I actually think he's going to make it work. And it's really, really fucking weird that this might actually work because it's about, I mean, he's fighting Miles Morales, you see him fighting Venom, and you see Madam Web, and you just don't really know how any of that's going to connect. Um, I do, but I mean, like, my point is that, you see all these really just like usually vignettes of his rogues gallery and like characters and situations and circumstances that exist outside of one specific arc, and he's just kind of like mashing arcs together, and you wonder if it's going to be cohesive. But for once, I have, and I mean this wholeheartedly, like 100%, I do have complete faith in where he's taking it. I have complete faith in that he'll make it cohesive. I have complete faith that he's learned how to build a world where those types of things are sustainable, and he can create, enough legroom to do what he wants, but also stay true to whatever he developed along the way. And I mean, there's some nitpicks here and there, like some of the Venom shots. The it's not composited in a way that really blends with the environment. Simply like there's no sense of depth. Like he doesn't feel softened at all, or the shadows are a little too blue when everything else, so the shadows are black in camera. I mean, like just leveling things out like that, adding chromatic aberration things will definitely help a lot with making this work. Um, but just seeing Spider-Man and Venom fighting in CG, and it's his Spider-Man and it's his story, and you don't really know how it's gonna end, then it's really just it's wild, dude. It's wild seeing where you've come and how far you've come, and I'm just convinced that you're a much more entertaining filmmaker than I am because of that. And I love that about you because it gives me a lot to learn from it. I mean, you mentor me in ways that you don't even realize. So, anyways, I guess that's my thoughts. It was kind of brief, but I don't know. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how it is. I mean, it's a fan film, so you can't run into it with, expectations that it's going to be the next, Spielberg film. It's not, and it's also his first real deep dive into super story driven work. So because he's worked so hard on the story, I mean, and he's never really like to this extent done that before, there's going to be a lot of things to iron out, and he's probably not going to get all of it right 100% of the time, like no one does, even experienced professional filmmakers, which he is one. But that aside, realize what he's invested into this. And there's actually another thing that I want to say. He like, and it stuck with me, like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, he told me look, if I told everybody that Another World wasn't happening tomorrow, they'd be upset for like 3 days. He's like, but this is for me. You know, I've spent 3 years of my life on this thing. I've got to get it done. And that spoke to me because that's how I felt about Nascent Nation. And yeah, I don't know. He's a really awesome guy and talented guy. And I can't wait for him to hone in and fine tune those rough edges and get people that he can trust on a team together to really, you know, develop with him on a creative and emotional level. And yeah, I guess that's the end of the video. This is actually the end of the video. So I appreciate you, Joey, for everything you do, and I love you, man. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.